Are you interested in minimalism? Well, if you are also interested in hearing about what I've learned so far as a minimalist and the things that have changed in my life, then keep watching because all that's coming up next. Hey guys, it's Rachel Stewart with Spend Smart, Live Happy. Thank you so much for checking in today. Today I want to talk about minimalism. I want to talk about my minimalist journey. And if you've watched my other videos, then you know I've talked a lot about my journey and just what advice I have for you embarking also on a minimalist journey. But I want to talk to you about some of the things that have changed and some of the things that I have learned. Probably one of the biggest things that has changed for me is that I do less housework. I got to the point where I was actually getting really resentful of my husband and my daughter because I worked so much during the week, and then I would literally spend all day Saturday or all day Sunday cleaning, doing laundry, and I'd be like ticked off every single weekend. And I thought, this isn't working. Like, something has to change. I shouldn't be like getting angry at my family, or even worse, angry at my stuff. Like, if you have anger or irritation towards things in your house, you probably have too much stuff. So that, like, when I just kind of thought a lot about it, I was like, why am I spending so much time cleaning up all this stuff when I could just get rid of it? And that's what I did. I got rid of it. And since then, now I do housework every weekend, but I don't have to spend all day doing it. I can spend 3 hours or something like that and do all the deep cleaning and things of that nature. And I don't have to take up my entire day. So then another thing is that because things are cleaner and more organized and there's not as much clutter, it is so much easier to find things. I have loved that I can just go to a drawer. I know exactly where something is. It's inside some kind of bin or basket that's labeled, and it's so much easier to find things. I love it. I used to get so mad. I would need one particular thing and I would have to empty out the entire junk drawer to get to the one little thing that I wanted in there. That's crazy. Like, clean out the drawer, organize it. And so that's what I did, and it's so much easier to find things. Then another thing that I've learned is how valuable my time is, and I started really reevaluating how I spend my time, who I spend my time with, what kinds of activities do I do, what is uplifting and what is going to help further me. So, sometimes people ask me like how I do so much, how I do all the things that I do, because I do so much in my personal life outside of my busy work schedule. And it's because rather than spending my time watching TV or things like that, I have found things that I enjoy that I might have been doing anyways, and then I find ways to make money doing it. So I really began to really value my time, and so that's really like just my whole perspective on time and how I value it and how precious it is to me now. So for those people in my life, they know that if we're spending time together, it's because I really value them and the relationship. The next thing I wanted to mention, which was how my relationships have changed, and I really chose to stop spending time with a lot of people that I knew didn't value the relationship the same as me. And it didn't mean that these people were bad people or not good friends. It didn't mean any of that. It just meant that for whatever reason, they didn't value me in the relationship as much as I valued them in our relationship. And that's what happens. Then you find yourself, you're always the one calling, or you're always the one inviting to do something. You're always the one who's stepping up, being a friend, offering to help them move, or cooking them food when they're sick, or things like that. And so when you are experiencing that, that means there's an imbalance in the relationship, and that person doesn't feel the same way about you, likely, as you do about them. So stop spending time with those people. Stop making an effort and take that energy and time and use it for something productive. Then the next thing that I have really changed and learned, which I've mentioned in other videos, is my whole change in perspective of, quality versus quantity. I used to, as a single mom, not very much income, I would always buy things that were cheap and buy, in bulk, a lot of whatever that item was. And what happens is, first of all, you end up with a cluttered home filled with things that you don't like, don't value, don't use, are broken, ripped, torn, don't fit. And why would you do that? Like, your house is full of stuff you don't want or need. So rather than spending a little money and buying in bulk of cheap things that aren't going to work or you're not going to enjoy, spend more money on a quality item that you're going to love, use, and enjoy for a long time. Now, with that segues into my next one, which is that I have now really gained more appreciation for the things that I have. I really value the things that I have. Now when I sit in my living room or I sit in my bedroom, everything that's in there has a purpose. It's because it has a story, because it really means something to me, because it makes me happy when I look at it. And I love that. I love that everything has a purpose and that I value it so much more and they stand out. I used to have so much stuff cluttered around. The things that really were precious or really amazing just kind of got lost in the shuffle. But now everything stands out and it makes a statement and it brings me a lot of happiness. So really, I love the fact that I now, all the things that I own, I love them so much more and I use them and appreciate them. Now, another thing that has changed is that my anxiety has been significantly reduced. I've talked about it in earlier videos, how I changed at work. I took down all the sticky notes off my monitor screen, and I took down all the pieces of paper tacked to the wall and all these little just things everywhere that it just becomes white noise, and you don't even realize it, but all that clutter is causing anxiety and frustration and confusion without you even realizing it. So once I removed and stripped away all that clutter at work, it reduced my anxiety so much, and I found that it really improved my productivity and my workflow because I felt just calmer and more open-minded and not like bogged down by stuff everywhere. So I also have found that I have more motivation. I just overall have an overall sense of wellness and happiness, and I feel proud of myself. And because I'm filled with so much more joy and happiness and love and appreciation for the things around me, then I just naturally feel inspired and feel motivated to do more, to achieve more, to further myself, to build and grow my side businesses and just share with others and help other people. I just have a lot more motivation and energy, which is pretty awesome. And another thing that has changed and I've learned is to think about things before I buy things. I used to be such an impulsive shopper, the kind of person that the grocery stores and the retail stores, they love people like how I was, and that's the people who already have a cart full of stuff, and then they get up to the final checkout and they've got those, these stores, they always have some kind of racks, shelving stands where they've got all these last minute impulse buy items, and they know that people at last minute will be like, oh yeah, I want a pack of gum, or oh yeah, I need some batteries, and they impulse buy, they bank on that, and that's why those things are always there. So I started thinking before I buy. I don't react. If I really want something, I write it down and I think about it, and I don't buy it until I really know that I want it, and then I do research and I make sure I'm buying the best quality item for the value that I'm paying. And so my spending habits really improved just based on really kind of consciously being aware of what I was spending and what I was spending it on. And then also too, when you go through all the work to purge in your house, because it is crazy hard. It's not like something you're going to do overnight, maybe unless you don't have very much stuff to begin with. But if you have a ton of stuff in your house, it is going to take weeks, months, or even years to purge completely. And so once you have gone through all that hard work, you don't want to ruin it by just bringing a bunch of more crap into your house. You need to stop buying. And so I really started to think before I buy. And I now think about the things that I buy as investments. And so I do my research and I really think about the item. Do I need it? Do I want it? What kind do I want? What reviews does it have? Is this the best value? Is there some way I can get it discounted? And I think of it as an investment, and that it connects with the quality versus quantity, is that I'm investing in something. So it's okay for me to spend extra money on this item to get something that is going to last a long time, is going to be exactly what I want and need, I'm going to love, enjoy, take care of, and so it's an investment. So that's not even really, the complete list. I have so many things. I mean, for the purpose of this video, I can't talk all night. And it's just, so many things have changed in my life and so rapidly. It's crazy. I would never have guessed that getting rid of a lot of stuff would change my life so drastically. If you have any interest in minimalism, if you found my video today because you were Googling how to become a minimalism, please try it. I just so encourage you to try it. If maybe you're already started in your journey, and if you are, please leave your comments. Let me know what you're doing and what has changed in your life and what you have found to be different. But if you're new to minimalism and you're just considering it, you gotta do it. I can't even tell you how much your life will change and how much happier you will be. You're so blessed when you just learn to live on less and to have more love and appreciation in your heart for the people around you, for the world around you, animals, plants, all that. And I know that sounds super cheesy, but it's the truth. And you can't chase happiness, you have to create it. And that's what I'm doing, is creating true life of happiness. And I'm living it every day, and it's awesome. So please join me on this journey. Leave your comments below. Let me know what you're doing and how your life has changed and what you've learned. And let's get a dialogue going. I love to hear from you guys. I really, honestly, almost always respond. I really try to. I like to get engaged with you. That's the reason I'm doing this channel. And just try it. Change your life. Do it today, because you have total control over what you do every single day. My channel is starting to really grow, and it's so awesome. I'm just tickled to death about it. It's so cool. I just love that I'm connecting with people that want the same things as me. And anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.